From the age of scholars, before there was television and internet, there was actual scholarship. The tuning of the sky, the ideas of music and English poetry. Renaissance English poetry, focused on music ideas from John Hollander. Page 88. Allowance must be made for the fact that the Hyperdorean and the Hyperloquian modes were not being intoned and played at the same time, and for the fact that the Mühling referred to a kind of organum in parallel thirds, perhaps first described by Geraldus Cambrensis, unless an actual harp style in parallel thirds or sixths existed as late as this under that name. But the importance of Henryson's excursions, we were reading, this is Henryson's is the Scottish Chaucer. Excursions into musical theory lies in the relationship shown between the celestial harmony and the careful schooling of all the mathematical secrets of musical proportions and the final power to so affect an audience that for reacheth grit petty they wapeth the sour. It is the first treatment in an English poem of what becomes in the 16th century the basis for the literary praise of music and for its polemical defense from many attackers.
Polemical defense.
Hennyson's long moralitas to the story of Orpheus and Eurydice allegoricalizes it in an utterly medieval fashion and copies Nicholas Trevor's analysis of the tale, rich, full of fructa and serious talk. The serpent that bites her is sin. The conclusion is simple. Then Orpheus was with Eurydice, are with Raison Macaspas. Where are you? Oh, the allegories of Dame Musique in Stephen Hawes' The Pastime of Pleasure. Not much of interest is to be observed. Hawes' poem goes to at the end of an era, as does the Police of Honor, but it is archaical frame seems too much a mere excuse for its encyclopedism. Grande Amore, its hero, in search of La Belle Percille, is advised to look for her in the Tower of Music, where indeed he goes to find, quote, a temple made of crystal, in which Musique, the lady excellent, played on bass organs expedient, according well into diapason, diapenthe ec diterison. Dame Musique plays in proper tune. 9 stanzas later, we see her enthroned. After a description of the appearance of her chamber comes a record of all her minstrels, as taboras, trumpets, and piles, melodious sagbuts, organs, and the recorder, sweetly, harps, lutes, and crodes, right delicious, cymbals, tosa matters with cymbals, glorious, rebecks, clavichords, echo in thy degree, dight sit about thy lady's majesty. Where does this poem's words come from? If these are musical instruments, dear, as tambores, trumpets, and pipes melodious, sagbuts, organs, and the recorder sweetly, harps, lutes, and crodes right delicious, symphons, dulcimers, and clavicymbals, glorious rebecks and clarichords echo in their degree, dight cite about their lady's majesty. If the list of attendant instruments looks backward to the former century, the reply of the lady to Grande Murray upon his request for instruction in her noble science does so to an even greater degree. What follows is not so much a treatment of even speculative music, but more the prospectus for an academic course of study. Dame Music is a personification of 1/4 of the quadrivium, or little else. It's part of education, dear. Music. To be well educated, you need to learn music. It is, she said, right greatly profitable, for music doth sate in all vinte the discorded thinges which are variable, and doateth muslif a great inquiry. Where lacketh music, there is no point, for music is concord and also peace. Nothing without music may well increase. The 7 scenes in one monochord echo VP on other do full well depend. Music hath them so set in concorde, that all in one may right well extende. All perfecte reason they do so comprende, that they are way perfecte doctrine to the ole about which is celestial. Interesting. Some poem, huh? Can you understand it? Goodness. I guess you can get the gist from weird words. They seem mixed up Latin English. Music's greatest virtue is its role as an institution of harmony, of concord. But Hawes' exposition, it seems limited to the chording powers of a not over-assertive dean of the faculties. The only sections of the 500 lines which are devoted to the doings in the tower of music which seem to hint of their author's contemporary world are those in which ours, on several occasions, the poet hero is commanded, with all pleasance, to dance true measures without variance. This is 1886 to 1587. The dance as a courtly entertainment becomes associated with music in general only during the 16th century in England. Previously, the actual dancing, aside from its music, which was not considered at all as anything but popular music of the lowest kind, would have been considered a branch of games rather than of music. It is only during the 16th century also that dance music becomes an important and influential branch of instrumental music generally. We're talking about the age of Shakespeare in a way. The bouts of dancing that go on in Hawes' Tower of Music would not have occurred so prominently in connection with an earlier treatment of one of the liberal arts. But in no other respect does this treatment of music as a liberal art look forward to the rest of the century. I don't know what we were reading here. We read some English poetry about music from the Renaissance.